Welcome to an exciting episode of Two Bar Connections with your host, Jesse, and
James. What's going on, everybody?
what is going on indeed? So for today's episode, after a long hiatus, we are back and we are going to be going over EA going privates with the Saudis and Jared Kushner. We also have Starbreeze Studios suffering some layoffs and canceling their Dungeons and Dragons project. We also have Heart Machine, the developers of Hyper Light Drifter and the new Hyper Light Breaker, which is their latest early access game, ending development and them also suffering some layoffs. We also have the Mind's Eye developer writing an open letter to leadership talking about how pissed off they are over the handling of Mind's Eye. We also have Pokemon once again having another massive leak just almost 1 year to the date after the previous massive leak. And then finally we have the sad passing of Tomonobu Itagaki, who is the legendary creator of the Ninja Gaiden reboot and Dead or Alive. But before we get into all that, how have you been?
I've been doing pretty good, man. Not as much as you, though. You have a lot more to say. Mm-hmm. I've just been chilling. I haven't really played much, but what I have been playing is Final Fantasy Rebirth again.
Oh, goody!
Little by little. I'm doing the side quests though, and I'm just chilling. I gotta tell you, Gaganga is. I don't know if it's because it's been a while since I've played, but it's not straightfortard. Like a lot of the towers. A lot of the towers and shit, and the side quests, the side content, they're on cliffs, and I need to find the right mushroom to jump on those cliffs.
Yeah,
I've missed
Gaganga's
a total of 10 times. I've missed a total of 10 times for one of them, and it kind of sucks, but it's okay. I'm not as frustrated as I thought I was gonna be, but I do have to relearn a lot of crap. I have to relearn the combat system because I've kind of died pretty stupidly a few times, but I am playing it again. Just thought you should know.
Yeah, thank you for hopping back on that horse.
Oh yes, and also I've recruited one of my friends to play Deep Rock, and she is absolutely loving that game. Well, she has poured so many hours in. I think actually she got into it right after you left for vacation, so she's been killing it. She loves that game. We have a fellow rock and stoner.
That's always great to hear. It's always great to hear another brother in the rock and stone.
Yes, well, sister in this case, yeah. But
we're all brothers. Brothers, gender neutral.
Yes.
When you're a dwarf, it's gender neutral. We're all brothers.
And that's it for me, man. But how about you? Give us a little TLDR on your vacation.
Yeah, so I went water spot there. So I went to Europe. Specifically, I went to Spain and I went to Italy.
Nice.
And it was it was absolutely beautiful there. We went first to Madrid. And then after we went from Madrid, we went over to Rome, and then we went from Rome to Assisi, and then from Assisi, we went around to the little smaller cities around there. But that was pretty much the gist of it. A lot of basilicas we went to because I went with a church group that they were going there on a Franciscan themed pilgrimage, where they went to a lot of the churches and important sites where St. Francis of Assisi went. And we went to La Verna, which is where St. Francis was said to have gotten his stigmata there. It's located on a mountain. I forgot which mountain right now, but it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me tell you, Italy, the countryside of Italy is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Period. Yep. I mean, outside of Rome, Italy has to be the most beautiful country I've ever seen. Absolutely gorgeous. Just greenery everywhere. Beautiful mountains as far as the eye can see. The weather was perfect. It was the 70s, the entire time we were there. Wasn't very humid. It was nice and breezy. We went to the mountains. It got a little bit colder in the 50s or 60s, but it still felt really, really good. And overall, it was great. It was absolutely great, especially the countryside. We went to the countryside. That was great. I was just walking around, being in nature, going along those paths, seeing just beautiful view after beautiful view over and over again. And yeah, needless to say, I took a shitload of pictures. I think I took over 2,500 pictures while I was.
Yes, I saw all the ones. I saw all the ones you sent.
Yeah.
No, you probably have more, but the ones
we went to the Vatican too. That too, I forgot to mention that we went to the Vatican, which is in Rome. Of
course. Yes,
and I did see the Pope for a little bit. I saw him from far away. I didn't get a good shot of him because we had to get to the bus, but he was doing a mass and he was ending it. We had to get out of there.
It's okay. It's all good. You had to see the first American Pope in history. That must have been something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely interesting to see first American Pope, and who's also a Sox fan. And I don't know, like if you saw, but there's a clip of him going around on Twitter where someone in the crowd was trolling him from his little Pope mobile, and they were like, "Oh, go Cubs!" Right? Because the Cubs and White Sox are big rivals. And he looks at the guy and he goes, "I'm perdido. They lost. They lost." Just claps back at this guy.
That's cool. That's actually pretty funny. That you can have a sense of humor like that. That's good. That's good to see. All right, man. Well, it sounds like you had a good time there. Honestly, every time people ask about Italy, I always say that Florence is my personal favorite spot in the whole wide world.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely have to go back. And like Florence on the list, Pisa, Bologna.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else right now, but like I know there's like the big,
I think
the big ones.
Capri, like the Capri and the East Coast, and the East Coast
Napoli.
Italy, yeah,
and of course Pompeii.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So definitely I'll have to go back. Same thing of Spain too. I've been to Spain twice already, and I still feel like there's places I have to see in Spain.
Oh, Spain is littered with history. Honestly, all of Europe is littered with history. Like there's always something to see. But if you liked the Italian countryside, the Tuscany region is definitely where it's at. And Florence sits right at the heart of the Tuscany region.
Okay.
So,
okay, I'll definitely have to make a trip there.
And Florence itself actually sits in a valley. So if there's like a church that you climb up to, so you can see like the whole city. And if you look around you, you can actually see the mountains, and the kind of like the land just kind of goes down inward like that. Like so, Florence sits in a valley.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds great. That sounds totally great.
For sure.
But definitely next time I leave the country, it's gonna be Asia. Like that's gotta be where because I've been to Europe 3 times already.
I know. I mean, we both want to go to Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
Like that's the new in
Japan and Korea. I want to go to Japan, Korea, Thailand, and maybe Singapore. So there's like the 4 like big Asian countries I want to go to.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Singapore is an underrated place. Like, I feel like that would be a very amazing place, but no one ever really talks about Singapore too much. Not that I know of, anyway. But I mean,
it's like a pretty, it's like a pretty like a developed city or country.
Yeah.
Compared to like a lot of Asia, like it's definitely like one of the more developed ones. It's just like when you think of Asia and you think of like really developed countries, you think China and Korea and Japan, like those are like the big 3 in Asia, and India, of course. But I mean like East Asia specifically.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Singapore, I think, was one of the primary hubs of trade. You know, back when everyone first started sailing. So they have a long history of just being like a merchant. What's it called? Merchant country,
merchant port or port town.
Yeah, merchant port town or merchant republic kind of deal. So they have a lot. They have a lot there. Also, the laws are pretty strict too. So please, if you have any friends that like to put weed in their backpacks, do not take them to Singapore.
No, don't go anywhere in Asia with drugs. They're very like no anti-drugs.
Yeah.
Over there, you will get into big doo doo.
Big doo doo. Oh.
But yeah, that's been pretty much like my 2 weeks. I mean, outside of that, forgive me while I played Deep Rock with you yesterday, and that felt good because yesterday we were supposed to record, but we kind of ran into some technical snafus with my mic, which just decided to start working today, which is very strange. It's just working now perfectly fine, but when yesterday it was struggling to pick up, if at all. If it was getting picked up at all, so now it's just working, and it's working beautifully. But hey, who might look like a gift course in the mouth?
Yeah.
And then the Steam Next Fest was on, so I did play a few demos. I'm not gonna talk like, I'm not gonna show like all of them that I did, but there were definitely like, some good ones that I got to see. There was, I guess I could highlight like one in particular. This one was This was the last one I played. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, so this is Kotama and the Academy Citadel, which is a Metroidvania game. Surprise, the indie Metroidvania game, huh? So original, right?
Yeah.
But this one you play as like an anime cat girl, so okay, that's already got my attention. And you fight with an umbrella. And the interesting thing about the game is that when you hit enemies, like they get like some kind of goop on them, like that guy. And if you press the triangle button, my PlayStation, if I can fucking hit him, you get a bunch of health back. You can also parry too. Yeah, that was what you saw there. That flashy, that little flash was like a parry. So like a lot of the boss fights are, well, the one boss fight in particular, like this one, can get pretty intense. Because it's a lot of like, you know, you parrying and trying to hit him enough times so you can get him purple, and then you can get like your health back, and get really intense.
Ooh.
Yeah, it feels really satisfying to get your parry. Yeah, and it's pretty tough too, because I'm like, damn, this guy took me quite a few tries. And I was just playing on normal, so like, you know, if I ever get this game, I'll probably just stick to normal because this is kind of tough. I think normal was a very, very good challenge. Man, this was kind of the highlight. I could never dodge that shit.
Yeah, dude, you just took a whole shitload of. Oh.
That was my fail attempt. Here's my real attempt. I thought that was my good attempt.
It's good you kept that.
Yeah, it took me like 3 tries, I think. It took me like 3 or 4 tries to do it. Once I found out, like, oh, you should just stand your ground. Just instead of dodging around, just stand your ground. Just do it. And even then, I was really close to almost losing. Like, I was at 0 HP. And if you get hit at 0 HP, you die. So I beat him at 0. Like, woo, okay. All right. So, how about we get into some news?
Let's do it, man.
We don't have much time. Okay, so.
We got all the time in the world. We'll be okay.
Let me close recordings. All right. So for our first, no, that's not our first order of news. This is our first order of news. So for our first order of news, we have EA apparently very close to going private with a $50 billion deal with the Saudi Public Investment Fund and a couple of other firms, one of which is interestingly owned by Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. But according to a Wall Street Journal report, sites say that investors from private equity firm Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund and Affinity Partners, an investment firm owned by, like I said, Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has been trying to buy EA for $50 billion in order for them to go private. Now, this deal has not gone through yet. It will, if it is finalized, it will be finalized with 2026. So as of right now, it's still a bit up in the air, but this is very interesting because, you know, this is something that doesn't happen very often, and it also stands to be one of, if not the biggest private buyout within the gaming industry. And from here, we have PIF's supposed involvement. Also sees that Saudi Arabia has been investing a lot, right? Because they had a 10% stake in EA in 2022, and they also became a shareholder with Nintendo and became one of their biggest with 5% ownership. They also purchased Pokemon Go developer Niantic after Niantic sold their library to Scopely, which is controlled by Savvy Games Group, which is owned by the Saudis. Also, recently, Saudi Arabia had investments in Evo, and Sony actually sold the rights to Evo to a esports group that is owned by the Saudis. And specifically with the deal itself, well, if you're a shareholder, you're looking for a pretty meaty payout with $210 per share. So if you own any reasonable number of EA shares, you're looking to a pretty beefy payout, especially since the value of it went up as soon as the deal was announced. Now, part of this is that apparently this is being funded by some debt financing, and as a result of this, EA has accumulated $20 billion within debt because of this deal. And naturally, you know, after this, they're going to look into some cost cutting in order to help settle that debt. Now, what does that look like? No one really knows for sure, but there definitely are concerns with particularly layoffs and with studio closures, and also with licenses and IPs possibly being sold off. But like I said, this won't be until 2026, so who knows? So in a memo by Andrew Wilson, EA CEO, he said that the deal was in the best interest of our company and our stockholders. This one was recognition of your creativity, your innovation, your passion. You have built some of the world's most iconic IP, created stories that have inspired global communities and helped shape culture through interactive experiences. Everything we have achieved and everything that lies ahead is because of you. Our new partners bring deep experience across sports, gaming, entertainment. They are committed with conviction to EA. They believe in our people, our leadership, and our long-term vision that we are now building together. Our values and our commitment to players and fans around the world remain yet unchanged. Excuse me, got some gas. So, what does that mean for the employees and the studios and all that stuff? Well, like I said, no one really knows for sure, but there definitely are concerns, especially over at BioWare, because, BioWare hasn't really been doing the best. They haven't really had
No.
a solid hit with a game since Dragon Age Inquisition. And also, the last good thing they did with not necessarily a new game, but overall was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which was back in 2021, which is a great remaster, I might say. But it is just a remaster. They haven't really had a new hit in a very long time, especially after Dragon Age Veilguard came in 50% below expectations. Can you believe it's been a year already since Veilguard came out?
Honestly, I was gone down in this industry.
That to me is crazy, because on my recommendation feed, I saw Skillup's old review of Veilguard and it said 11 months ago. Like, holy shit, it's been that long already.
It has been, bro. This game came and went to no one cared. No one cared about this game.
It was insane that it came out so long ago.
Yes.
It really feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
But staff have anonymously been telling Insider Gaming things like I've been doing it since last year, but I'm making sure I have a portfolio ready and feelers out for other jobs. Kind of feels like a matter of time before things turn dark for the studio. Other staff members was reportedly saying, look at the negativity that came after Dragon Age the Veilguard. If we felt it was only going to get worse, then you can imagine what some of us think now. And of course, Bioware was also hit by layoffs in the wake of Veilguard not doing too hot. So who knows what's going to happen with Bioware, but it's definitely, if you're a Bioware employee, it's very scary.
I wouldn't have too many high hopes for BioWare or for any other studio, because I think they're going to be trimming the fat with this buyout. But I'll get to it later. You can keep reading. I know there's more stories.
Yeah. So then, as for the EA employee pool as a whole, employees came out with an open letter under the Communication Workers of America, where they denounced the buyout, as they painted it as possibly damaging to the employees within the company because of that debt that EA is most likely going to be aggressively trying to pay off. And they wrote in their letter, I'm going to read, I don't think it's too long, so I'm just going to read the whole thing really quickly, right? So the recently proposed acquisition of Electronic Arts by the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Saudi Arabia and private equity firms, including Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners, will further concentrate power and wealth to the hands of a few gatekeepers while doing nothing to address the concerns of players and workers. EA is not a struggling company with annual revenues reaching $7.5 billion and $1 billion in profit each year. EA is one of the largest video game developers and publishers in the world. EA's success has been driven by tens of thousands of EA workers whose creativity, skill, and innovation made EA worth buying it in the first place. Yet we, the people, will be jeopardized as a result of this deal. We're not represented at all when this buyout was negotiated or discussed. We are particularly worried about the future of our studios that are arbitrarily deemed less profitable, but whose contributions to the video game industry define EA's reputation. Since 2022, an estimated 40,000 game workers have already lost their jobs due to mass layoffs at EA and indie studios alike. As reported, game developer, the deal results in EA having to finance nearly $20 billion in debt. Who will be spared? Which corners will executives cut? And what studios will be sacrificed in order for that to happen? If jobs are lost or studios are closed due to this deal, that would be a choice not necessarily made to pad investors' pockets, not to strengthen the company. Every time private equity or billionaire investors take a studio, private workers lose visibility, transparency, and power. Decisions that shape our job, our art, and our futures are made behind closed doors by executives who have never written a line of code, built worlds, or supported live service. We are calling on regulators and elected officials to scrutinize this deal and ensure that any path forward protects jobs, preserves creative freedom, and keeps decision-making accountable to the workers who make EA successful. However, we also recognize the regulators and elected officials alone will not save the game industry. Only we can truly do that. Organizing is the only thing that guarantees workers a real voice when ownership changes hands, and is the only way to ensure that the people who make video games have a say in how they're run. The value of video games is in their workers. As a unified voice, we, the members of industry-wide Video Game Workers Union, UVWCWA, are standing together and refusing to let corporate greed decide the future of our industry. So, what were you going to say?
No, it's mouthful.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot.
Yeah, but in terms of oh, damn, you okay? You having a cough attack over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I just dropped.
Oh, shit. Damn, John. Well, I mean, needless to say, they have a point. I mean, they never cared about workers or players or consumers to begin with. And now with this buyout, it really is just to line their own pockets. Now, the cause for concern, yeah, I think these people need to. I mean, I was gonna save it to the end, but they really need to just find somewhere else to work, or just start their own studios to work on projects that they care about. I mean, it's looking like more and more that indie games are the way to go in terms of worker freedom. Because, yeah, working for these publishers is. I mean, we've known about it for a while. It's not what it used to be. You know, working for Blizzard isn't what it used to be. Working for Activision, EA, BioWare, it isn't what it used to be. So these people should already be trying to find other jobs or start their own studios and development companies.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But it's interesting here that they mentioned regulators and elected officials because two U.S. senators have raised concerns about potential foreign influence from Saudi Arabia under this new buyout. So Senators Richard Blumenthal and Elizabeth Warren, both Democrats, co-authored a letter to EA CEO Andrew Wilson and Department of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and it's voiced concerns about Saudi Arabia taking over EA's editorial independence, and also suggested that Saudi Arabia's ownership could potentially pose a national security risk. In the letter, there's a quote saying that the deal's potential to expand and strengthen Saudi foreign influence in the United States is compounded by the national security risks raised by the Saudi government, access to an unchecked influence over sensitive personal information collected from EA's millions of users, its development of artificial intelligence technologies, and the company's product design and direction. So yeah, it seems like from all sides, there seems to be some resistance to this buyout. You know, you got workers being like, well, I don't know about this buyout. And then you have now regulators also voicing concerns about Saudi Arabia increasingly investing not just in EA, but just in the video game industry as a whole. Also, Saudi Arabia owns SNK as well, but that's in Japan.
Yeah. So, I mean, we also have Tencent, extending their reach as well. So it's it's kind of like it seems that's the vibe now to just take over our hobby. Now, as far as national security risks, well, I mean, our data is being sold off every day, not just by the Saudis or by Tencent. You know, TikTok takes our info, Instagram takes our info. We made EA play accounts. Our info is already out there.
Yeah.
So
to play a game doesn't even fucking work.
Yes, to play a game that doesn't even. Oh, God, bro, that blows. So, as far as national security risks, yeah, I get it. But there's also a million other things that affect our national security and our issues of privacy that they could also address. So it kind of feels, I don't know, it feels like a topical letter. Like, yeah, I get it. What about the other shit that affects national security and other things that affect my privacy? People are hacking in and taking Social Security. Like, I think a while back, the Social Security Administration actually had a data breach. And did they ever fix it? I don't know.
I don't know either, to be honest.
So, yeah, and I get it. Like, they wrote a letter, but to me, it really doesn't mean anything. Unless they do something about it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how this is going to change, right? Because on one hand, public traded corporations bad, right? We always complain about how public traded corporations are beholden to the shareholders, and because they're beholden to the shareholders, they do everything they can to just sabotage their games with all sorts of bullshit.
Yep.
And now that company is going public, it's like, oh, well, that should be a good thing. But at the same time, it's like, well, it is EA.
Honestly, that's the only reason why I think that's the only positive I can see in all this is that they no longer have the excuse that they are beholden to the shareholder. As a private company, every decision they make will be 100% of their own volition and supposedly, hopefully, will be in the interest of generating profits. So hopefully they can see what actually generates profits versus what doesn't and move accordingly. Now, those will be generating profits through FIFA, through microtransactions. So there's the danger there.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's why I'm like, it's probably just going to be business as usual at this point. I think BioWare is probably fucked. The best case scenario is the studio gets sold off to somewhere else, to people who actually give a shit. That's the best case scenario.
It's okay.
Do I think it's
Honestly,
going to happen? Probably not. I hope so, but it's probably not.
Yeah, but yeah, but we've known Bioware as fuck. They've been a dead man walking for a long time now, and they're waiting to get axed at this point. Like that's what they've been waiting around for. Right now, I mean, like, what are they doing? Are they even doing updates still for Veilguard or no?
Yeah, they're working on Mass Effect now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mass Effect 5. I forgot. See, I forgot about Mass Effect 5.
Do you think they'll finish it? Especially with all this going on now?
I don't think so, dude. I really don't. Morale is already low, and now I think morale is the rock bottom. They dug a new hole and they found more bottom. So unless they show something, because they just said they're working on Mass Effect. It's like, well, they haven't really shown anything. They've shown no. I mean, they showed one trailer, and when was that trailer done? By the way, like a bajillion years ago.
That was like 3 years ago. Two
With my girl, with my girl.
Oh,
Liara
that
from
one.
Pringles.
Oh, I meant like the N7 day teaser. Oh, that was even further back. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even know about the fucking N7 day teaser, because that's how little we know about this damn game. Mass Effect 5. See, there she is. The closest I'll ever get is the legendary edition.
Like 5 years ago, 2020.
Yeah, and it showed nothing. And I bet you.
Well, yeah, because nothing was done, and then the teaser was 2 years ago.
Yeah, dude. 2029. Oh my god. Dude, Bioware's gonna be dead and buried in the ground, already like decomposed at that point. So I don't know what to tell you about that. The future does not look bright, and if they cancel Mass Effect and lay off the studio to the point where they close it, I would not be in the least bit surprised, just because they've been putting out garbage, and we already have another BioWare in the form of Larian, so we don't really need BioWare anymore, as sad as it sounds.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very sad to hear.
It is sad to hear, and I don't want to say it,
hey, you know what? Sell the IPs to Larian. There you go.
Dude, yes. You know what, Saudis? If you want us to actually approve the deal, sell all of BioWare's IPs to Larian, and we'll
sell
give you
them
our
to Larian, or sell them to Alcat. Sell them to one of those RPG studios. Larian would be the best case scenario, but
yeah, Larian would be the best case scenario. But I think they're busy with their own IP, which apparently I think it's brand new. It's a brand new IP that they're working on. So very exciting. Very excited.
No, definitely.
So,
but any other last words before we move on?
I'm happy that they're no longer beholden to the shareholder, but at the same time, honestly, I kind of don't care. EA has been trash, and I don't think much will change. And if anything does change, it can only be for the better, or it'll just remain the same. So, if it's business as usual, we don't care. We still hate EA. But if it changes for the better, then great. But I really don't see that happening. They might, I don't know. They're just gonna dump more money into FIFA or something. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna become the football company.
However,
football company.
However, to EA's credit, just a quick side note. I know that Battlefield 6 has been doing pretty well. Like,
yes, it has. It has so record numbers right now.
Yeah, dude, which is great.
It's sold 7 million copies already. I think it's like 700,000 concurrent players. It's really, really, really good.
Yes. So I'm happy
they knocked out the park of Battlefield.
Good, which is good. Hopefully that'll continue.
All right, so let's move on to another company. Except this one is not doing too hot, right? There's no big sale here to bail them out. no big cash drop for them. In fact, it's the opposite.
Unfortunately, this is business as usual in the game industry right now as well. So, as you know, Starbreeze, which is they're the developers behind Payday, the Payday franchise. So they laid off a bunch more people as they cancel their co-op Dungeons and Dragons game and shift Payday 3 to be a modern live service. I mean, a live engagement game, which, dude, that's a new one. I won't lie to you. Never heard of a live engagement game. That's they keep making up words to mean the same shit. I swear to God. But in any case, so Starbreeze has canceled its co-op Dungeons and Dragons game that it announced in 2023 in order to focus its resources on the Payday franchise and also to reduce its resources so that they can have more money to dump into Payday, which of course means, layoffs. So approximately 44 employees will be put out of work. It was a difficult but necessary decision. Of course it was,
Yes,
because yes, of course. Restructuring and blah blah blah. Focus on the future of the company, and I don't know. Input corporate buzzword. Our strategy is clear. Payday is one of the most iconic IPs in gaming with unmatched reach and potential that you squandered because Payday 3 was ass. By focusing our investment and talent here, we can accelerate delivery, engage players with more content, and reinforce Starbreeze's position as the clear leader in the heisting genre. Honestly, there really isn't any other heist game out there. You're kind of the only one.
That is an advantage. I know of. Oh, wait, until Fair Games comes out, bro.
Oh my.
Just you wait. When that Fair Games comes out, it's gonna hit the scene, man.
Okay, yeah, sure thing. Yes. From the developers of Concord comes a brand new live service dumpster fire. Fair game money sign.
Well, it's not being done by Concord guys, but I get your point.
Yeah. So from Sony, the visionaries behind Concord, comes another $200 bajillion investment into a game that'll be shut down in 5 days. But anyway, so this is about sharpening our focus to create the strongest long-term values for our players, our people, and our shareholders. Oh, wow. How awesome. Thinking about shareholders. You know what? Maybe the Saudis buying EA wasn't such a bad idea. Fuck these shareholders, I swear to Christ. So the project that they canceled was Project Baxter. And that was like their code name internally, and it was meant to be the next AAA title in Starbreeze's niche of cooperative multiplayer games. Honestly, they really didn't. There wasn't really much info on this. They just said that it was going to be a co-op D&D game. I really don't know how. I mean, when I think co-op D&D, I just think Baldur's Gate. So, and that's a pretty high bar to hit. And I am willing to bet money that they were not going to make something even close to that level.
Well, it would have been a different kind of game. I don't think it would have been a fair comparison, but
no, I know
it would definitely would have been like a more action oriented. Probably something like Ember Vermintide Warhammer.
Oh yeah, okay.
I imagine something like
Vermintide.
That.
Oh, okay. So a co-op Left 4 Dead type deal. Honestly, though, I'll tell you this: imagine Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay, D&D. And we're heisting.
That'd be pretty cool.
Something. Yeah, that'd be dope. Honestly, they should have had a. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Like that level that you told me, because I still haven't finished the game, but that level that you told me about where you went to the printing offices.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
that was like
so imagine
top 10 gaming moments for me.
Yeah, so imagine that, but like as an actual game where you have multiple missions like that in the Baldur's Gate 3 style, where it's like turn-based, chatting with friends and shit.
Yeah, like a turn-based strategy stealth game.
Yeah, I'd be down for that, but alas, we're not gonna do it. So the cancellation and the layoffs just come just over a week after Starbreeze rolled out its new subscription service for Payday 2 DLC, where Starbreeze's head of commercial, Gustav Nieser, said the company is increasing our focus on Payday as a whole and Payday 3 in particular, and is doubling down on Payday. By the way, subscription service for Payday 2 DLC for a game that's old as fuck is kind of bullshit, not gonna lie. Our goal is to keep Payday evolving as a modern live engagement game and to open new ways for players to experience the heisting genre through heisting experiences and special operations. By focusing on delivering lasting value to players, we strengthen the foundation that drives sustainable growth for Starbreeze. Now, of course, you know, everyone knows that Payday 3 opened to, well, meh success, to very meh reviews. In fact, to the point where people will just keep playing the original Payday 2. And as you can see, this little picture here that shows a little snippet of the concurrent player count. You know,
Look at that, dude. A 10-year-old game is vastly outperforming a game that came
yes,
out in 2023.
exactly. In fact, it's performing so well that they had to change the way you acquire DLC for Payday 2 with a subscription service for it, which I really don't know what the hell they were thinking with that. But
Oh, fuck off.
yeah, no, exactly. Fuck
Fuck
off.
off.
Ugh.
It's such a good game, too. Why
So
would you ruin that?
yeah, dude, Payday is great. I remember, I hit it so hard, and actually, I wanted you to play with me, but I think, yeah, I don't know what it was. I think it was like lagging too much for us, so we just decided to not play it. But
We should
I
try
like
again.
it.
We can try again. Just skip the subscription bullshit.
We don't, dude. The DLC is all cosmetic, so like, who cares? You don't need it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we could totally play, and I know Winston likes to play too, so we can get him in on that as well.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the scoop with Starbreeze. They canceled their D&D to focus on Payday 3, and honestly, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because you know Payday 3 has not been great. It opened, I think it launched with a shitload of bugs, and no one liked
Yep.
the new gameplay mechanics. So to double down on it, they'd have to fix a lot of stuff. I don't know if they have fixed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't been following Payday 3 too much, but the player count speaks for itself that it really hasn't, either they've done nothing to fix it or they have fixed it, but just no one gives a shit anymore.
I think people just don't really give a shit anymore. It says, well, we have Payday 2 and it's perfectly fine. Why would I want to spend money on this thing that no one likes?
Yep.
Yeah,
Couldn't agree more.
you can only make a first impression once.
Yes. Yeah, you can only make a first
And
impression.
that first
once.
impression for many people is everything.
Yes. And like me, a lot of people were hyped for Payday 3 and they were let down pretty bad. So people have kind of lost patience, especially nowadays. Actually, how much is Payday 3? Was it like $70 on launch? Let me see real quick.
That'd be ballsy. I don't think it was. Would that definitely be ballsy?
Okay. No, I was just curious. Oh no, actually, it's $30. Okay.
Currently, it's at $30, but who knows
Okay.
if
Cool.
they did price drops or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But in any case, we'll see what they have in store for Payday 3. Honestly, of course, I wish them the best, but the way this industry works, I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, that's the safe bet.
Yeah. All right, man. Any other thoughts on Starbreeze?
I mean, best of luck.
Yeah, good luck.
You know, shame that you had to cancel your D&D game because I always would like a D&D game.
Yes.
It was cool for D&D. So that's a shame that they had to close that down and focus on
same.
their live engagement game.
Live engagement.
So best of luck with you in that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. All right, cool. Well, the layoffs don't stop there, unfortunately.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
No, the layoffs coming, and they don't stop coming. So so we have the developers Heart Machine. They're the developers behind the critically acclaimed Hyper Light Drifter and Solar Ash. The first one came out in 2016, and Solar Ash came out in 2021. They are any development on a game and on the game Hyper Light Breaker, and they've confirmed that they'll be laying off some staff. So the game is actually a prequel to a Hyper Light Drifter. Rather than an overhead pixel art action game, it's a third-person polygon. Now, it was released in early access, and the reviews have been kind of mixed, with 67% reviews rating it a positive. Now, the studio did confirm that the early access period was ending, or after around 9 months, and the development was coming to an end. And because they're going to end development, they're going to lay off people, which is pretty sad. And as per usual, we have the usual quote. As we wrap up our work on Hyper Light Breaker, we've had to make the difficult decision to part ways with a number of talented team members. It was not our ideal path, but rather the only one available given the circumstances. While this path will include a conclusion to the project, it reflects broader forces beyond our control, including shifts in funding, corporate consolidation, and an uncertain environment many small studios like us are navigating today. Not gonna lie to you, I actually like the wording of this one a lot better. Corporate consolidation is a pretty damning, if you ask me.
Yeah, this was the game here, the hyper light breaker. Yeah, so it's a kind of like open. It's a roguelike, but it also has like open world mechanics to it, where like you start off in the city, and then you have to like hunt down a target, and the target's like somewhere in the open world. But like you can go around and travel the open world and like get items and stuff and get what you need to get more power before you get to the target itself.
Yeah.
So it had a really unique idea. I mean, the problem is like at least early on, a lot of people felt like the mechanics weren't really like meshing together. The open world mechanics and the roguelike mechanics weren't really like meshing very well together. Like there wasn't like very good upgrades for like doing a lot of the side activities and stuff, which is big problem when you're in a roguelike, right? You need your upgrades to feel meaningful and good.
Yes.
And also, like a lot of people were like, man, like this really it's not like Hyper Light Drifter, which was like a 2D version of this, right? But it played a lot more smoothly, and like the mechanics were much more cohesive in how they combine together with each other. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's a small studio like this is suffering something, is not immune to the industry wide issues that have been going on now. Because you have layoff after layoff after layoff after layoff now, right? And it's indiscriminate. It's not just hitting the studios that have been fucking up. I mean, you could say like these guys have like been kind of fucking up too, but like it's only one bad game, right? Like you shouldn't be suffering so much consequence just for one bad game. But yet here we are, right? If the way everything is within the industry, everything's so volatile at this point.
Yeah,
and they make cool looking games. But they've made cool looking games. Like this is Hyper Light Drifter is like a really cool looking game that like it's like kind of like enigmatic, like it's very like has a cool art style, and like it's vague like with storytelling and stuff, but at least like enough mystery for you to like figure things out. And the combat was actually like really good. And then there's also Solar Ash as well, which was like which is their first 3D game, but it had like more like it was like surfing focused. It was and it had like also like really cool like visuals and vibes to it, which is something that they've known for. Like, hey, look at that, it looks so cool.
Yeah, man, the art style is awesome.
So yeah, real shame that they're going through a rough patch right now. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just honestly I forgot. But
sorry.
Well, no, it's fine. No, but actually, no, I remember now. The it's indiscriminate in terms of who's getting shut down and who's not. Because I mean, we've had developers with good games that are getting the axe, and it's baffling to us. So it's just kind of like a free for all right now in terms of who's getting cut and who's not. So that's it. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Well, best of luck to Heart Machine. Hope you guys get back on your feet soon. You guys come out with something else that's really cool and hopefully better than Hyper Light Breaker.
Yeah.
But that's not the only studio that's not doing too hot right now. We got Build a Rocket Boy, developers of Mind's Eye. Apparently not doing too well. Want to tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Build a Rocket Boy leadership has been slammed in an open letter by current and former employees that have voiced their dissatisfaction with the studio's leadership following the interesting launch of Mind's Eye. So they have signed an open letter to the studio's leadership demanding a response to allegations of the staff being mistreated. Together with the Game Workers branch of the Independent Workers of Great Britain, the 93 BARB employees and ex-employees have singled out studio leaders Mark Gerhard and former GTA lead developer Leslie Benzies, citing various issues. Now, according to the letter, the leadership allegedly failed to effectively communicate with workers, and staff were subjugated to unbearable levels of overtime in the 4 months leading to the launch of Mind's Eye. The workers also claim that redundancies have been mishandled and have caused distress for all employees. There are many other issues some of which have been made public already that have caused pain and stress for your employees, the letter reads. Our experience at the company has been one of burnout, job insecurity, health issues, and the failure of a game that many of us have put years of our lives into. The workers are demanding a public apology, proper compensation, and several other changes to provide a fair working environment and change the company's culture. Mark Gerhardt and Leslie Benzies, you often refer to your employees as family, but we ask you to consider, is this really how you treat your own? Damn.
Big red flag when they say that.
Absolutely. It's like, this is how you treat family? God damn. So as you can see, Build a Rocket Boy was founded by former Rockstar and by Leslie Benzies several years ago, and this is their first major release, which became one of the worst reviewed games of the year, as you know. But of course, it was a game plagued by, well, crunch on an imaginable, on a real scale, crunching for work that, well,
it wasn't even supposed to be a game.
Yeah, no, it was literally a tech demo, and then out of nowhere, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make this a game now." I bet the employees had a huge question mark floating around, like, "Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean this is a game now?"
Yeah, it was supposed to be like marketing for their open world generator that they were trying to sell out.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we can make a game out of this." And yeah, well, apparently you cannot make a game out of this.
No, apparently you can't. Apparently you
Not
can't.
a good one, at least.
Yeah, you definitely can't force people to make a game out of this. So, yeah. So there's some discourse going on at Build a Rocket Boy, calling for these people to, apologize and make things right. And we'll see what the executives have to say about that, because they're for sure going to have something to say that's very canned and pre-approved.
They're gonna say something, but not say something.
Yep, they are. It's like, we understand, we take these allegations seriously, and at Build a Rocket Boy, we are family, and we will do better next time. It's like, no, you won't. You absolutely will not do better.
Yeah, probably not.
Yep. Yeah. Anything else to say about these people? About Mind's Eye?
I mean, I hope probably won't happen, but I'm glad that the employees are calling out their bosses for something, even if their bosses won't do anything about it. I think there's just power in just calling it out at all.
Yeah, call it out and do not and be unapologetic in it, because they don't give a shit about you. So you definitely should not care about them.
Oh man, all this flam.
Got all that flam.
I thought that flam. All right, so we got our next story here. This one's a juicy one, right? Because we got more Pokemon leaks. Just a year after we got some leaks that we covered last year, with some very spicy stories and of Pokemon human relations. Now we have here, apparently there's been another massive leak from Game Freak by prominent leakers that has shown all their projects that will be showing up through 2030. And not only that, but also has been shown that there is budget there as well, which is unsurprisingly very small. Who would have known that these cheap ass looking Pokemon games were given no money at all? But but yeah, so in these leaks, well, first there was the budget for Pokemon ZA or ZA, some people like to say, which has come out to some mixed reviews among Pokemon fans. A lot of people saying like, yeah, this game's kind of rather unambitious. The gameplay's kind of hack baked. It looks like balls, and the usual Pokemon complaints that we've had for the past
Pokemon
10 or so years at this point. So yeah, the game has reportedly cost about 2 billion yen, which rounds out to about 13 million US dollars, which is wow. Okay, that's
small.
That is, there are indie games that have bigger budgets than that. Now, of course, it's important to note that Japanese game development budgets are usually a bit smaller because Japanese game devs aren't paid as much as people in the West are. But still, that seems suspiciously small.
Yes.
Especially for a Pokemon, which is by the way, the number one highest revenue media IP in the world. Which makes more profit than fucking Disney also.
And you're gonna friggin' rein them in like that tight? Jesus Christ. I mean, I know the Japanese are known for being efficient and, very, very scrutinous with their logistics, but damn, dude, fuck. You want to give your highest earning IP some leeway. Jesus.
So there also are leaks on the game schedules and what kind of games we're going to be expecting from Game Freak in the future pertaining to Pokemon. And the first of these was another mainline game, which will be the 10th generation of Pokemon, and it is codenamed Gaia, but it will be known as Pokemon Wind and Waves, and is similarly set for release next year, and there will be DLC in 2027. And apparently this is going to have a Southeast Asian theme to it, where the player is going to be able to explore jungle areas and the ocean floor, and there's going to be an emphasis on survival elements and procedural generation, where you're going to be able to go out into the world and explore like these procedurally generated islands, and do all the things you can expect in a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
You can also sail and scuba dive and stuff. Then we also have another Legends game, which will reportedly be coming out. And it's going to be set in the Galar region from the Sword and Shield games, which was the British region. It has the fitting code name of Ringo, which is, very on the nose there. And then finally we have Project Seed, which is also a game that's going to combine multiple regions from past games. And then there is the 11th gen game, which will be coming out in 2030. So in the span of 5 years, we'll have 4 games coming out, which is a lot. And this is all from one company, by the way. Outside of that, we also had some leaked renders, which those pictures have since been taken down. But apparently there have been some minor redesigns for Pokemon like Pikachu and Charizard, and also for Pokemon like Machamp and Seaking. Apparently it's got a little bit of a facelift in some of the early designs that they have found. And according to Stealth 40K, who is a Twitter user, he got a hand of the whole of the leaks, and he said that apparently Game Freak is going for lush jungle environments kind of like this for Pokemon Wind and Waves. Apparently that's coming alongside a new engine that they've been working on for a while now. So hopefully now these games will maybe sort of look at least somewhat more modern, right? They look like they came out of the fucking GameCube. Yeah, the leakers assert that there will be a major graphical jump as well. So I mean that's pretty much it for the Pokemon leaks, but quite a lot. Because,
no, damn, this is pretty huge. Yeah, no, I don't really know what to say. I mean, I don't even know if anyone really cares. Just because it kind of just looks like they're going to be doing more of the same shit. I mean, yeah, the lush jungle regions that are probably going to be pre-rendered backgrounds if their budget gets any tighter. So,
I mean, hey man, pre-rendered backgrounds could look pretty good.
Yes, I know. Honestly, at this point, that's probably what we should get.
Yeah, well, I mean, they said supposedly, right? Because this is all supposed, right? Take these with a grain of salt. But if what they say is true in the leaks, then they will have a new engine. There will be a graphical leap, and it will be a Switch 2 exclusive. I hope. Yeah, please get off the Switch 1. Love of God, get off the Switch 1, please, so we can actually have some somewhat modern looking games that run decently and don't look like something from the GameCube.
Yes, please.
So I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see if this is all true, how these games will pan out. Although it's kind of funny that they still haven't even gotten open world games, right? Because they released Scarlet and Violet, and Scarlet and Fire was a fucking dumpster fire. That's their first open world game. And then Arceus is also an open world game, and it was a bit better, right? It's a good game, but it still looks like balls. So it's funny to me that they're jumping from that to now we're gonna do procedurally generated environments now. It's oh my god, you guys didn't even get the open world stuff right. You sure you don't want to try and do a good job at that first before you move on to something new? No, okay. It just feels like they're well, we don't know how to do this, so let's just build an algorithm. Just have the game build it for us because we don't know how to do shit by hand anymore.
Yep. Which they're getting pretty lazy on that, by the way. Yeah, they don't want to do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
as we say.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, right? when you have 4 games coming out in the span of 5 years, it's kind of hard to build anything when you're that pressed for time and resources, right? You saw the budget for ZA, the supposed budget for ZA, right? And what do you think the budget's going to be for Wind and Waves, right? Probably not much higher.
No, not much. Actually, wait. I think I saw it there. Wind and Waves is supposedly going up to 20 million, which is up from 13.
Oh yeah, 20 million. Okay, great.
Okay, so a little bit leeway. Okay, all right. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take what we can get, right?
Yeah. So like, who knows how that's gonna come out? I mean, the one thing it's cool they're doing a Southeast Asian setting because they're trying to do a different setting every single time, and Southeast Asia is kind of an underexplored setting in video games, right? Because everyone wants to do like Europe and like feudal Japan and shit like that, but not a lot of like Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, naturally has a lot of beautiful oceans, beautiful islands, beautiful jungles. So it definitely sets up for a cool exploration based game where you can go through jungles and surf and dive underwater and stuff like that. So I doubt it, but if it does come out to be good, right, it could be really, really good, right? If they manage to, bring that vision to life.
Yeah.
And another thing I hope is, please, for the love of God, had good Pokemon designs. My God, the Pokemon designs have been so fucking trash for like
they really
years. It's been Sword and Shield, awful character designs, and somehow Scarlet and Violet have worse character designs. You have one that's literally just Stone Edge with a little smiley face etched onto it. Like you can barely see the smiley face on it. And have you seen the Mega Evolutions?
I'm not for Legends Mega.
Dude, there is a Mega Evolved Starmie, and people have been making memes on it. It is so funny because Mega Evolved Starmie is literally just Starmie with legs.
Oh, what the fuck?
And then it just grew out legs. That's it. So everyone has been making memes on it, right?
Dude, I can't.
Someone made an animation on it that I saw on Twitter of it, like running through containment units. Like a bunch of doors are closing behind it. It's just escaping from the containment.
No, bro, I love the comparison of fucking Patrick from the SpongeBob movie. Oh my god, the Sonic one. Look at the Sonic legs.
So yeah, like their designs have been just terrible, right? But it's so funny because like they knock it out the park with the humans. Like I feel like the human designs get better every single time, especially in the waifu department. Like they're just trying to distract us from their shitty ass Pokemon designs. Like, oh, look at these awesome waifus we made.
It's like that's great, but like we played the game for the Pokemon. The Pokemon looked like shit.
Yeah, Starmie with bootstraps on.
Bro, oh my god.
Starmie with fishnets on.
Fishnets and boots and
yeah, that's just one of them, right? You like Feraligatr, right?
I don't know that one.
Feraligatr.
Oh, that's yeah, that's Crocodile.
Well, Feraligatr's the third form. I thought you liked Feraligatr.
Oh, third form? No, I do. No, I just never knew the third one. Yeah, but no, it's Totodile.
Oh, did you never play Gold and Silver?
I did. I picked wait, are you sure it was Feraligatr? It wasn't.
Whatever. Look how crappy he looks.
I just forgot the name. No, I know the Pokemon. I just forgot the name.
Yeah, look how crappy he looks. This is the Mega Evolved version.
Yeah, that's kind of.
He just turned into a toilet. He's just like a urinal. And he strapped a urinal to his back.
Yeah, it's pretty ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, like I think this was the vision of it, and that looks better than what was here because apparently it closes and it forms like a skull or something. But it just looks so goofy on its back. Look how much better this one looks.
Yeah,
this is just like some fan made, or this one, or this one.
I like the armored scales.
Or even this one, like that one just looks better too. Like it's just crazy that fans can make something better than anything Pokemon Company can.
That's always been the case, bro.
And then God forbid you make a Pokemon fan game, bro, because Nintendo will come after your ass. Or if you're Power World, right? Like they spend all the money they could be making on these games on the fucking legal team to just sue their competition.
Man, fuck these people. I Oh my god.
Anything else? What?
No, man, just honestly, the last Pokemon I played was Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I don't think I'll play another one for a long time.
And that game was boring as shit.
Yeah, but
I
what
played
can
it for
I
like
say?
2 hours. I'm like, okay, I think I'm done.
Well, I haven't played Pokemon in a while, so that was like kind of
Arceus is good. I liked Arceus.
Arceus. Yeah, yeah.
I think Arceus,
What they need to do is
I think it's good.
they need to bring back Gen 3 Pokemon because that was my shit. I still hold that Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby was like the best in the franchise.
Well, you can always,
me.
go to get some educational software and get Omega Ruby, Omega Sapphire.
Yeah,
Those are remakes. Apparently, they're pretty good too. Those are the 3rd gen remakes.
But yeah, no, I got nothing else to say about Pokemon, honestly.
Yeah, right. It's hard to care about Pokemon nowadays.
Yeah, it really is.
But you know what we do care about here is the passing of a legend. That legend being, oh, not James. So hold on, he's still alive. Hold on.
Okay.
Because your picture came like, oh shit, wait, no, not James.
I was like, it's me.
It's still
I'm
here.
like, wait, I'm dead. Cool.
Yeah,
crap out.
Nintendo ninjas kill you for saying. No, but we have the sad passing of Tomonobu Itagaki, who is the famed creator of Dead or Alive, the 3D fighting game series. Pack to the Brim, also of waifus, just like Pokemon. And he was also the creator for the Ninja Gaiden reboot, which, with Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out within like 12 hours, that kind of stings a little extra hard here. But apparently on Facebook, he had one final message to leave behind to everybody. And he was reportedly saying on this page that, last words, the light of my life is finally fading. The fact this message has been posted means that the time has finally come. I am no longer in this world. I am entrusting this final post to someone important to me, so he had someone post this for him. My life has been a series of battles. I kept winning. I have caused a lot of trouble too. I am proud to say that I followed my beliefs and fought to the end. I have no regrets. However, I am filled with regret that I was unable to deliver a new work to all my fans. I'm sorry. That's how it is. So it goes. Itagaki Tomonobu. So, this guy, you're assuming he's like kind of an unassuming dude based on these pictures. But if you were to go by his persona in the media, right? Because in the early 2000s, this guy was like kind of like a bit of a rock star persona. And let me see if I can find it here on Discord. Will it show up? Discord.
Come on, show up.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so as you can see here, right? So, he seems like a really nice guy, right? But, back in the early 2000s, he really pushed this persona of like being like this rock star bad boy in the media because he wanted to get eyes on his property. So he was like, you know what? If I act kind of like the heel of like a wrestling match, like a heel's like the bad guy in wrestling. I'm gonna be like this bad boy, who like stirs up trouble and stuff, right? So he always was like smoking and wore sunglasses at night, and like wore like trench coats, like all black and stuff. Kind of bit edgelordy, if you would. He was also notoriously all about like making his games really difficult, as evidence in Ninja Gaiden, right? So, and he was also like a troll in media as well. So, in an interview, he said, the level of difficulty was done intentionally, of course. Talking about Ninja Gaiden, the testers who tested this game went nuts. At first, it was easier, but then the tester said, "This is too difficult. I made it even more difficult."
Shit.
So he was like, no, make it harder. I don't give a shit, right? And also, here's some more quotes from him. At first, it was easier. Yeah, okay, I read that. Okay, the Master Ninja Tournament was the final trial from Itagaki to find the real ninja. His distaste for failures was also on full display, with him sending the 100 lowest ranking players a t-shirt with the term Ninja Dog on it. So it's having like a Ninja Gaiden based tournament, I guess, where they had to like complete 2 levels like really fast or something.
Yeah.
He was also reportedly saying on 1UP, that's right. In other words, there are some people who want to beat the game, even if it means being reduced to the level of a dog. People who are not afraid to shame themselves to accomplish their goals. Sometimes in life, that type of style is necessary. Anyone who can think like that can still be a real man. The Ninja Dog difficulty setting is for men like that, so don't give up too easily. But gamers who think that Ninja Gaiden is too hard are losers. There are always winners and losers. Just fight your best fight. He was also asked about the Dynasty Warrior series. He says, As a real man, I have no feelings of achievement beating up millions of defenseless enemies. As for my opinion as a gamer, my free time is too valuable to spend it hacking away an endless stream of dumb as brick enemies.
I think he was taking a shot at the Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, I mean that was the other thing he
there.
took shots at. He also took shots at Tekken too, because you know a lot of people may not know this, but DOA was actually really ahead of its time and was in a rivalry with with Tekken. Like the graphics at the time when DOA came out, DOA 2 specifically was like it's kind of really ahead of its time, and it had a lot of things that 3D fighting games weren't really doing, like destructible environments, tag mechanics, stuff like that. And this was stuff that even Tekken wasn't doing, and Tekken's like #1 3D game in the world, and it's just now we're doing stuff like that. But he also had a rivalry with Harada, who is the producer and was the game director for many Tekken games. And in one interview, he was asked what his top 5 most hated games were, and this is what he put on here. Tekken hate, Tekken 2 hate, Tekken 3 hate, Tekken 4 hate, Tekken 5. I don't can figure out what the hell they're trying to do with the numbering, and I don't know which one is which. I don't know what they're trying to do with all these spin-offs. So this includes the Death by Degrees, which is a really crappy Tekken spin-off game. I don't think it needs saying, but people stay away from Tekken. Nothing left to say. I just don't want to disappoint me anymore. It's so annoying. Please don't annoy me anymore. This guy was a world-class troll and hater.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
So then there were some reactions, of course, on Twitter, namely from Harada, who was friends with him, right? They did troll each other, or he trolled him mostly, but him and Harada were very good friends, and even Harada even invited Itagaki to his wedding when he got married. So this was his tweet in reaction to Itagaki's passing. No way, Itagaki-san. You said let's grab a drink sometime, didn't you? I don't believe it. I don't. So clearly, Harada is very sad over losing a friend. And many people on Twitter are giving their respects to Itagaki.
Of course.
For being responsible for just two great franchises. And like funny enough, like there's even if you go to Harada's Twitter page, he actually has a story here that he pinned from January 28th where he was talking about his relationship with Itagaki, and it's very long, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it kind of started off, like I said, like it was kind of like a rivalry. That was kind of instigated by Itagaki, because Itagaki was like, "No, we got to get this rivalry up so I can get DOA's get DOA attention in the media." And it's funny because Itagaki would invite Harada over, and like no one knew what DOA 2 was coming out at the time, or DOA 3, I think. And he invited Harada over, and he didn't say anything to him. He just invited him up to a room and just plopped an arcade stick in his hands and just turned on DOA 3 and just told him, "All right, start playing." That's it. He just told him to start playing, and then afterwards he was like, "Pretty cool, huh?" Right? He's like, "Yeah, okay, it's very cool." So it was clear that Itagaki was just setting him up to like kind of instigate Harada there and show him like, "Hey, look how much cooler my game is than yours."
Yeah.
So he did stuff like that all the time. Real, real big character in the scene. So, any thoughts?
I mean, I never really knew much about the man himself, but he sounds like he was a true gamer through and through, especially with him and his trolling antics and his good friendship with Harada. So we did lose someone too soon, and the gaming industry can use more people like him.
And only at 58.
And yeah, dude, that's super young.
He was only 58. Far too young.
Yeah, far too young. So I mean, hopefully he's inspired some people to make games, and also to not be afraid to do crazy antics and just make games that you actually like. Bless you. Oh, you're coughing. Excuse me.
I mean, thank you anyways.
But yeah, dude, it sucks because he's one of the OGs that we have to add to the list of people that we've lost. So it's sad.
So yeah, I'll definitely be playing Ninja Gaiden 4 in Itagaki's memory.
Absolutely, you will. And you better stream it. I want to watch you play.
You want to watch me play? Watch me get my ass kicked. Get absolutely obliterated by everything. Oh, did you freeze? No,
I'm
okay, because you were just you look frozen. You're like not moving at all.
No, all right. I'm here.
So yeah, rest in peace, Itagaki.
Yes, rest in peace. Too soon.
All right, so we have to go too. So how about you sign us off?
Oh, Absolutely. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys watching the episode and giving us a listen. Please leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below if there's any games that you want us to play or if there's any stories you want us to cover. The best way to watch us is here on YouTube, but we do have audio only versions of the podcast available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. We also are on Twitter. No, we will not call it X. And you can find us by our Twitter handle at 2Bar Podcasts. So give us a follow, and sometimes we'll post memes and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.